Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 26th Commitments of Traders Report of 2022. And as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. So here we go. We can see we have live cattle on top of our list with a 24% change in commercials net positions. This, of course, based on a 52-week look-back period, which, of course, corresponds to 1 year. So this data that you see in front of you is a 1 year time frame. And you can see this recent 24% change in commercials net positions. Of course, commercials represented with the red line over here. The magnitude of that change is visible. It is, let's say, top 10. So definitely much greater than average. It is a bullish COT change signal, but as you can see on Friday, we already seen a reaction from the market, and prices have gone higher. Moving on to the 5 years chart, you can see that we are in a more bullish extreme zone. So if you take the horizontal line over here, and I'm putting it on the recent data for commercials net positions, you can see that there's not too many places when the extreme was even greater. So this is becoming a significant bullish COT extreme, suggesting higher prices coming. The next market is sugar. Here we have a 21% change in commercials net positions. Again, a bullish COT change signal, much greater than average, suggesting some sort of strengthening in the next couple of days. And jumping over to the 5 years chart, you can see that we are more or less in between the two extremes. If you look at this 5 years chart, you can see the most bullish COT extreme from October of 2019. We had bearish extreme levels all the way here as the market was headed higher. It kind of stagnated for the past 1 year, let's say. And you can see the bullish extreme becoming greater as we're speaking. If we look at only the last 2 years, it's definitely a bullish extreme. No question about that, suggesting strengthening in the next couple of weeks and month ahead of us. The next market will be silver, one of my favorite markets. 17% change over here in traders' commercials net positions. This, of course, a bullish COT change signal, greater than average. We have seen greater changes in the past, and of course, there are changes when you can see the signal, the COT change signal does not push the market, in the expected direction. So you got to be cautious about that. Nevertheless, since that change signal, we have gone much lower. And if we move on to the 5 years chart, you can see that we have a 159 report extreme, pushing the market into a bullish COT extreme zone. So things are becoming pretty exciting in silver, I should say. Both of our major tools are showing us a positive sign for the future, the near and the longer term future as well. Moving on to large speculators COT extreme analysis, we've got the South African Rand still on top of our list with an all-time COT extreme, so not much has changed. It is suggesting weakness coming, which is again a bit surprising because we have already witnessed a bit of a weakening currency here. But the extreme does suggest this can continue on for many, many weeks, possibly a month ahead of us. So that's what we see from the data right now. I'll be honest with you, I'm not that excited about the South African Rand, but that's just me. Metals complex, that's something for subscribers, so we're going to jump over that. Wait a second, let's just close this first. And okay, it wants to open it. Well, here you go. That's the metals complex. Well, if we opened it, let's just talk about it. So basically, if you have a complex, so we are looking at a sector, you can actually see here the combined COT data of each and every individual component, and you can actually choose which market you want to look at. So that's how this tool works. Of course, we talked about silver. You can see that we are going to have the chart change from gold. So this is the gold price chart. It does take some time, but when it loads, you will see silver and the same COT, combined COT chart underneath. So that's how metals complex works. But we wanted to open silver, Actually, to be honest, we just talked about silver. So this is just to have a look at it. It's the second in line. We had an all-time extreme, 158 report extreme in large speculators positions in silver. And we're going to have copper to continue with 118, roughly 2 years of an extreme. So it took the market 2 years to reach this bullish COT extreme that we're at right now. Again, it's good to see when correlating markets are pointing in the same direction. So both silver and copper, huge bullish extremes over there. Crude oil will be our last market for the review. 112 report extreme in large speculators positions over here. Again, bullish extreme, suggesting even higher prices coming in this market. Now, of course, don't forget that these reviews are brief and just, picking a few markets. There's way more to do here at COTbase.com. Of course, you can look at all the market categories available. You can look at other data sets. You may want to analyze specific data sets. You can look at all the COT report types and data types, dig into your analysis with a lot of tools that we have. So COT Extreme analysis, for example, doesn't only mean COT Extreme analysis. You could actually analyze the COT index, the COT move index. You can add the long-term trend indicator, which is, I think, a good tool just to have an understanding what's the major trend. Volume and open interest analysis, what a wonderful tool, a supplemental tool for us. Again, you can configure it as you wish. If you want to analyze a specific market, let's say the Australian dollar for that matter, you can do that by choosing it. And of course, any data set that you want, it's there. Very, very broad analysis. We also have some very useful indicators, the COT Base Pro, which includes everything that you see in these reviews, so the website access, but it adds the indicator in NinjaTrader. So you can use these tools that you just saw within your NinjaTrader. And above all that, you can actually download our very valuable data. The ICOT Intraday indicator is a intraday indicator, as it suggests, so it is useful for those who trade in the shorter time frame. It is very valuable because it mimics the analysis that we do in classic COT analysis, but it brings it down into the micro level. So this, for example, is gold, and it is a 1-minute candlestick chart, and you can see how beautiful these signals work. Of course, you will find a lot of explanation here at COTbase.com, not only in written format, but some very useful videos as well. I appreciate your attention. Thank you very much for being with me. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.